Get to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Brock slander has been crazy. People ain't watching the film. They ain't watching the tape, man. They ain't watching the game. It's Super Bowl week, man. It's countdown time. Like, we know what the history is between Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Kyle Shanahan. All right, test. Goobville Podcast, episode 7. We got to stop doing this blanketing. We got to stop doing this comparing. We got to talk about what happened in the game. I'm always changing got to scope the scenery out. I'm changing the scenery. I'm trying to make sure I got the... It looks weird because I keep trying to check myself in the... We all know about the Super Bowl window. Like, what are the Ravens going to do with this window? Goobville Podcast, episode 7. We're going to name this I Know You See It. You know what I'm saying? Because it's supposed to come out last week, but they switched me to night. So, I mean, working nights, my dynamic was off. I was trying to get to y'all. I was trying to pod to y'all for real. But definitely want to get back to it. See, it's supposed to be like the motivation. Just to keep dropping, you know what I'm saying, get better, sharpening the craft. Super Bowl Sunday, it's here, man. Super Bowl week is here, so definitely gonna get to some media stuff today. Might as well start it off with the film, you know what I'm saying. Let's start there. What I saw from the NFC and AFC championship, you know what I'm saying. Chiefs, I talked about the games, kind of with an initial reaction, last week's pod, but yeah, just watched the coach's angle, the all 22, and just was looking at just seeing what I saw and trying to hone in on what I was viewing and try to. All right, what I saw from the NFC and AFC championship, Ravens offense definitely kind of been. Not doubling down on this take, but I mean, I might as well. I mean, it is what it is. Like Steve Spagnuolo, he sent them boys out to Lamar, man, and he couldn't adjust. We got to stop doing this blanketing. We got to stop doing this comparing. We got to talk about what happened in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing with the NFL media right now. It's like we all want to compare each other, which I get it. In some way, you got to do it, but like, why can't we just talk about each player in their own space? Like what happened in each player situation. You know what I mean? Let's start there. Let's really get to it and talk about what happened in the game. So, Steve Spagnuolo blitzing Lamar on 44% of his dropbacks. Lamar was 8 of 18 on those throws for 125 yards and a touchdown. I don't know, man. It was like I expected more. You know what I'm saying? I think you can try to point fingers at Todd Monken, but I mean. This guy's supposed to be the favorite to be the MVP, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the ball was in his favor, like I said. That's what I thought Todd Monken was doing. He was putting in Lamar Jackson's hands. Chiefs were loading the box a little bit from what I was seeing. Like they were stopping the run. I felt like maybe the Ravens, I feel like Monken maybe got a little too excited trying to chase the Chiefs, trying to like maybe, I don't know what to really say. Like I definitely said, for Ravens offense, I said too many shot plays. Too many shot plays for sure. Like just way too many deep routes down the field, especially with the blitz. It's like I don't know if Mar doesn't have a bit like I'm not gonna say capacity or availability, but like if the offense isn't allowing him to like make plays, like change plays at the line, then I don't know what's going on. Like at a certain point, you gotta redirect the offense. If you're the MVP, you gotta show me some MVP like things outside of just carrying your team with your legs. You know, a few splash games and the rest is kind of like doing what he needed to do type thing. You know what I mean? We're going to get to the NFL honors later. We're going to get to it. Let's start there. So, yeah, man, I just think Lamar was too stiff in the pocket. I felt like he was real hesitant to run. I think he definitely had some splash runs, but it was just like I feel like he's almost moving on from the runner aspect in his career. It's probably cliche to say because I think he was like 22nd in rushing this year or whatever, but scrambler and more. So even as a dynamic runner, I feel like his game is changing. I mean, it's just tough on a a quarterback, period. You know what I'm saying? Especially entering this, 8th year? He's entering his 7th year, right? Yeah. Entering his 7th year, 2 All-Pros. I mean, we all know about the Super Bowl window. Like, what are the Ravens going to do with this window? I know they had a window that got closed. Obviously, they had some rut years. I guess probably last year was a bad year for them. But you just gotta capitalize, especially when you're touted as the front runner as the MVP. 2 first-team All-Pros. I don't know. So, yeah, I think RG3 and Calvin Johnson talked about it a little bit on the pod. I think it's RG3 pod, but definitely hit on the head by saying, like, they complained about Greg Roman running the ball too much. But now when it's kind of the reverse side, when, hey, we want Lamar to be in control of the game, then we don't run the ball enough. So, all NFL quarterbacks have that capability to change the play to a run, or change the play to a quicker pass if you see something. If you see, see something in the safeties. I don't know, man. We'll move on to Chiefs defense. We'll move on to Chiefs offense, just because it's Super Bowl week, man. It's countdown time. Like, we know what the history is between Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Kyle Shanahan. Like, I could probably name some other players that was in that game. George Kittle, Fred Warner, you know what I'm saying? They were there. So it's nothing to act like. It's nothing to. I hate to say it's nothing to say. Like, I feel like I'm damn near on the 49ers. Obviously, I'm not. But it's like, yo, this is it. Like, not this is. I ain't even gonna get into it right now. We gonna get into it later. I promise you. Let's start there. So, all right, Chiefs offense versus Ravens. Number one thing that stood out to me is obviously Patrick Mahomes is better, but I feel like the quarterback mannerisms Patrick was showing, it just shows you the difference. Like, he was constantly pointing out linebackers. He was constantly, I felt like he was like adjusting his offensive line. He was maybe even adjusting, like changing plays. So it was just like, we got to cut with the excuses. The most concerning thing I definitely saw was the Ravens had no answer for Travis Kelce, and Kyle Hamilton's hell of a safety. So it's just like, I know the 49ers have definitely been relying on Tashawn Gibson heavy, 33-year-old safety. He's definitely been playing hard, man. But Kyle Hamilton, young buck, definitely one of the better safeties in the league. And you just saw the connection just really just outshine. Really, you know what I'm saying? It's not that the Ravens secondary didn't do bad, and that's kind of the thing with the 49ers sometimes. It's like, sometimes it's really just in it's in the quarterback to pass catcher's connection, and it's up to the 49ers secondary to disrupt that. I think it's up to the 49ers linebacker core to step up versus the pass too. I feel like they was getting carved a little bit. I mean, I know it's tough trying to get from like 7 to 15 yards deep in the drop, but I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? They're expected to be elite. You know what I'm saying? They're called an elite linebacker core for a reason. But I mean, it is what it is. Goff definitely was pretty. He was pretty attacking last week. So we'll get. I think it's just like Mahomes' elusiveness and his confidence. It just definitely shows. Like, I'm not gonna say like Brock Purdy, but obviously Patrick was able to flush out the pocket and then be confident in like just trusting his receivers for real, whether it was Travis Kelce or whoever, really. So I mean, it's just like he knows and trusts whoever he's throwing it to. It's just that simple. A lot of his confidence is just like really just disregarding the defenders and just trusting his guys. Like the touchdown on Kyle Hamilton is a back shoulder throw. I think he had a throw to Kelce on 4th down on like 2 people, and he just kind of like threw it away from them. You know what I mean? So it's just like simple. It's not simple, but like game-changing plays. Those are the game-changing plays. Those are the game-changing things you're gonna need to do in a Super Bowl quest. And I think Brock Purdy showed some of those. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know what I'm saying, we still talking about Chiefs right now, but we gonna get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Brock slander has been crazy. People ain't watching the film. They ain't watching the tape, man. They ain't watching the game. But I think the end with to end with the Chiefs offense right now, just to be a little quick with it. The Isaiah Pacheco effect is real, man. He's an effective player. Running between the tackles, can get outside, can catch the ball, can make plays after he catches the ball. So that's definitely something the 49ers are gonna have to look for. Not even look for, but obviously be ready for, be accountable for, because they got gashed last week. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about it more. I feel like I keep spoiling my notes, and then when I get to my segments, I'm like, oh, hold on. But yeah, it's still a little warm up section. Like I said, 49ers versus Chiefs rematch, man. We already know we know what time it is. It ain't nothing to really talk about, man. So with that being said, 49ers defense definitely a little sloppy in the first half. You know, gave up that big gash to Jameson Williams. Like I said, the defense was getting hit inside and out, inside zone. Definitely was doing some pin and pull, just because I feel like they knew that the 49ers 49 defensive line like to get upfield, so they were just forcing them to get upfield and then just kind of like blocking them down type thing, or kind of allowing them to get down, allowing them to gain ground and then kind of blocking them type thing, which was getting to them a little bit. But I think the edges definitely adjusted to it. But it was I feel like it put a lot of stress on the defensive line to make plays. Obviously, I feel like with that wide 9 defense, it's a lot of stress on the D line to kind of like hold them up so the linebackers can like make plays and shooting gaps and stuff. But I don't know. I mean, I felt like Fred and Dre they were definitely making plays, but it was more so like it's like I need to see something from the D line too. Like let me show me something type thing. So definitely shout out to my boy Jordan Elliott, former colleague at Niners Nation. He hit it on the head. Give him some love to Javon Kinlaw. Guys definitely been stepping up and knows. Like I like what I've seen for sure. Like the Niners definitely been struggling to have a strong zero that's just gonna like hold it down, or even kind of got us from 0 to 3 to kind of just gonna like, I know a double's coming to me. I need to like be physical, disrupt and make a play type thing. Like the big D line plays aren't sexy, but it's like for somebody that's like that loves football or like, you know, obviously watches football and kind of knows something about football. Like you appreciate those plays because he's taking on a double. He might even split a double, penetrate the backfield and then kind of force a tackle for loss, or force a tackle at the line of scrimmage or 1 yard that he might not make, but he's still getting that penetration and doing his job type thing. So that's the thing about defense, man. You got to do your job. So yeah, definitely shout out to Jay Ellie for posting that love for him on Twitter, because I've definitely been trying to get right with the clips. But I'm washed. I'm getting back to it. Hopefully I can do some picture-in-picture stuff with this, like maybe as I'm talking with it. I give Wilkes credit, but I mean, only thing I really saw that was like exotic. Like I used to do like a play of the game type thing that I kind of like. But it was I think a play that I'm definitely gonna probably like maybe break down. I need to read Rich Madrid's. He's got like a film room piece that he put out. Like hopefully he touched on this play, but it was like Wilkes put it was simulated pressure with Chase Young dropping, and he blitzed Dre Greenlaw with Nick Bosa in the C gap, so it pretty much kind of freed Nick Bosa up and kind of was able to get him to get a sack, which I like. Or I remember if he got a sack or if he just disrupted the play. But yeah, definitely gonna get more into that. I got some plays that I want to hit on. I'll probably do like some uplifting to deflating plays or something like that. Maybe get into that. But yeah. Another thing, Sean Gibson, man. Like I know I kind of called his age out with 33, but like what the women say, man, age ain't nothing but a number, man. Pause. But he's definitely been balling. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been doing his thing, and I think the Niners definitely need that, because I feel like the Chiefs definitely gonna get aggressive and try to attack when they're one high. So when we're on one high, the 49ers are one high. So it's like and usually he's that guy back there. I know they kind of shuffle a little bit. That's the thing with the 49ers secondary. They kind of have like a interchangeable free safety, strong safety type thing. Like both guys got to be able to do the same thing for real. Like, so, I think with that being said, it's more so like not just pressure on him, pressure on the whole secondary, just because like it's Patrick Mahomes, man. Like we can say it's Andy Reid, we can say it's a lot of stuff, but like I mean, it is a bunch of factors. Just like with Brock Purdy, he's got a bunch of factors. He got Christian McCaffrey, he's got George Kittle, he's got Kyle Shanahan. It's up to him, man. Like I know people say it's a team game. It is a team game, but like we got to be up front and honest about the quarterback position. Kind of having the most. I don't even want to say the most pressure because maybe the most pressure on them, but I feel like they have the most ability to change the game. Hopefully, I'm saying that a bit. Maybe they have the most availability to change the game. Is that more correct? Is that correct? But yeah, I feel like the quarterback can change the game at any play. So yeah, 49ers offense. And that was another thing. I was just kind of like quick. It's more so like hit fire stuff from what I've seen from the game. Because like I said, I might try to incorporate some picture stuff while I'm talking about it, and then maybe come back and like double down with the uplating and deflating plays. Just because all that's kind of like all of it ties in. You know what I'm saying? I know it might be a lot. It might be kind of hard to follow because I'm kind of throwing y'all like random stuff to look at. That's why I need that picture in picture for y'all to like. Stay with me. So, yeah, 49ers offense, man. Where can I start? I think we could start with the offensive line. I think they gave a lot of pressure up, and it's not even nothing to cape for Brock Purdy or anything, but it's just like the interior offensive line definitely got manhandled, and I feel like it was definitely plays where the tackles got work too. You know what I mean? Like Adrian Hutchinson, he got two tip passes on the first drive, first 49ers offensive drive. And, you know, who was the guy blocking him twice? It was Trent. So he was getting pressure on him. And, you know what I'm saying, he was able to get his hands up and, you know what I'm saying, disrupt the pass. So it's stuff like that. Colton McKivitz, he's been kind of I'm not gonna say he's been Mike McGlinchey bad, but he's been having those like freak scary moments where it's like he's obviously doesn't have that Trent Williams security. Obviously, a lot of guys don't have that Trent Williams ability, and maybe the team is the fan base, including me, is like spoiled with having Trent on that left side. But even then, like I said, Trent was he gave a few pressures. But Cole McKivitz, I feel like the Chiefs may tee off on him. Let's start there with MVP candidate Brock Purdy, second year in the NFL. I talked about Brock Purdy's scrambles and his elusiveness all game last week, but I think seeing that all 22, you see it a lot more. Just how like he is literally a poised quarterback. He literally does, like they say he's just a game manager. Like he's just a game manager, and it's gonna sound like I'm caping, but it is what it is. Maybe I am caping, but like if Cam is really watching this, if he's really watching the tape and not just the broadcast version, he'll see that Brock is moving outside the pocket. He's creating in the first half. He's trying to stretch plays out. You know what I'm saying? He's giving his guys a chance really. And, you know, you kind of see that later on with the actual scrambles. But, like, I feel like you see him actually move around in the pocket. And these aren't even, like, necessarily play-action passes where he's, like, forced to kind of flush out. These are plays where Lions defensive line was able to get pressure. They was penetrating pretty much all week. I probably need to look at a pressure rate for them for that game because it had to be pretty high. I feel like Purdy was under pressure a good amount, and he had to kind of either be flushed out or make a pass under pressure, which he did. You know, so I think obviously the interception was definitely bad, but again, he's getting pressure from Cole McKivitz, getting up, the right tackle giving up pressure, and he steps up. He steps up, and then a guy hits his arm, and then it's kind of like a deflected interception at that point. Right? I mean, it was already going to be a tight pass anyway. Like it honestly might have already been intercepted just because he might have been a little too late on it. I think it was like a post or maybe a skinny post to Debo, and it was kind of just a tight. I think it was like a quarters look, but the linebacker was kind of already sitting in that way. But I could be wrong. I feel like it was a quarters look. Just I definitely think the Lions linebackers deserve credit for shooting their gaps. Ayuk had a drop on 3rd and 10. Right, Ayuk had a drop on 3rd and 10, and I thought it was actually a really good play from Purdy. He was flushed out. Obviously, the pass wasn't perfect. I'm not here to like glaze Purdy. Like the pass wasn't perfect, but like he gave Ayuk a chance. It's 3rd and 10. Yeah, I'm about to go through my plays in the first half, see what I saw from Purdy, just to kind of line that up. First drive, he definitely had to throw to Ayuk on 3rd and 10. Just a nice out route, just knowing that our quarterback has the capability to hit that outside sideline throw is critical, especially on 3rd and 10. I think obviously Ayuk had to play. He had to play defense on the next shot play to him, next play. But I think the whole Brock Purdy's lucky thing is like a misconception. Like, is everybody not lucky in the NFL? Like, it can go one way or the other type thing. So it's like, is that how you play it? I mean, you get penalized for being aggressive, you get rewarded for being aggressive. I mean, that's just kind of how it happens. Like, you see those players, Patrick Mahomes. I feel like Russell Wilson kind of used to have that edge where he kind of like, he had that deep pulse. He had the rainbow, you know what I'm saying? He always had the deep throw on lock with the rainbow type, like, launch it type thing. So second drive, Purdy had a mobility improvising play to Juice for 23 yards. Hitting on from what I've seen from the game. Lions versus 49ers, NFC Championship, man. 49ers win to go on to the Super Bowl. Coming out of the second half, Brock Purdy threw the laser to Debo over the linebackers. Just a perfect ball. I feel like it's one of those skinny plays. Another one of those skinny posts. Just one of those things you just gotta throw it with anticipation. You just gotta know your guy's gonna be there. It's that connection I talk about with Patrick Mahomes and all his receivers, and obviously he has Travis Kelce, but like, he's got Rice too, who's like he's a young dynamic player. But I mean, I feel like it's more of the Patrick Mahomes putting him in position. I mean, obviously he's a talent for sure. I'm not trying to put him down, but like, the 49ers have the better playmakers on offense. Like, we gotta call a spade a spade. Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Kyle Juszczyk. I mean, I name him. I said I called for it before. Did I call for it? But I've been clamoring for him to get the ball. Throw him the ball. We pay him like a tight end. Throw him the ball. He's a great blocker, but we got to get him involved in the passing game. There's too many weapons out there. Juwan Jennings is a weapon now. So yeah, let's get to Juwan Jennings, man. I'm kind of bouncing around, but yeah. Second half, first drive, I feel like it was like might have been the most critical play of the game. Second half, first drive, 3rd and 4. At the Detroit 35, Purdy to Juwan Jennings. Another mobility play. Another mobility play from Brock Purdy. He scrambles left like he's gonna go get the 4 yards. Throws cross body, and it was a high throw. Juwan Jennings had to make the catch of his career, and he comes through. So it's just like, we see it all the time. Jawan Jennings has he's been here before. I feel like when he gets the ball, it's the smallest big plays. I felt like last year, not last year, but last week when I said his 61 yards felt like 100. It's like every time he gets a catch, it's like it's impactful, and that's just an attest to all the weapons on the 49ers. Like anybody who can get the ball can really make a play. You know what I mean? I feel like we don't even really have a true speedster downfield target that's been featured. I feel like Danny Gray was going to be that. I feel like Ray McLeod was supposed to be that. You've seen it in Shanahan's offenses in previous history. You know what I'm saying? Marquise Goodwin. I feel like Emmanuel Sanders was kind of featured as that guy. So maybe we'll see some Chris Conley. I don't know. I mean, seeing a speedy receiver get some shine would be kind of love. Like, I'm not trying to put Jawan Jennings down. I'm just saying, like, just talking about the dynamic of receivers and pass catchers that the 49ers have. If they had a consistent speed guy right now that would be featured. I mean, talk about some damage that could be done in the Super Bowl. So I feel like that's a thing to watch. Kyle Shanahan's got to get a speedy guy involved. And I feel like that's going to be a guy that's not really been that involved recently. So I'm going to talk about Debo. I feel like Debo definitely had a lot of, like, man-child plays where it's just like, we get him the ball in space and we're going to let Debo be Debo. I will say one thing. I believe it was in the second half. Like, Shanahan just went to Debo like 3 times in a row. I honestly don't remember the plays off the back of my head, but I remember it was like he had back-to-back catches where they were like I said, they were like man-child plays where he's kind of like getting the ball, like 2-3 yards and kind of having to make a play and get like 10 yards type thing. So, and I think one of them was like a 23-yard throw. It might have been that. It might have been that series where I said Brock Purdy came out and threw that skinny post dot over the linebacker. And I feel like he kind of kept feeding Debo there, Shanahan. And that third play was just like, it was like a double reverse almost. I guess it was like a fake. It's like a fake inside zone reverse to Debo. And it was just like, bro, like, do you not know the guy's not tired? I mean, I'm not trying to like, I don't know. I feel like it is what it is. Obviously, I like, you want to see Debo go make a play, but 3 plays like that in a row, it's a little rough. I want to see Debo get, if you're gonna do the reverse, like, let's get it to him fresher. Even though I feel like the reverse and jet sweeps have been a little bit played out, especially when they're not getting handed off to speed guys. But I'm alright with Debo getting it just because I feel like he, like I said, he has that man-child ability where he's gonna like he's gonna go get what he needs to get. He's gonna go get his. It is what it is. Let's start there. So yeah, man. Like it's been a common theme, man. Purdy must continue to get his playmakers the ball when passing. Like, the rush has been pretty consistent. Christian McCaffrey's doing his thing. Like, even Christian McCaffrey, like, Purdy getting the ball to his playmaker includes Christian McCaffrey on the check down, like, getting him the ball. Like, Christian had a 23-yard, I think he had a 23-yard reception where it was like, hey, he catches the ball, like, you know what I'm saying, 3-4 yards depth and just takes it. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta stop acting like all quarterbacks don't hit checkdowns. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what the play's designed for. If you get to your 3rd, 4th read, is that not what the checkdown is? Let's start there. Is that not what a checkdown is? What's the checkdown? I might have my scheme guys in the comments for real. Hashtag what's the checkdown for real? Because it can't be the 2nd read. If the checkdown's the 2nd read, then let me know. But I'm pretty sure the checkdown's the 3rd, 4th read, man. Hashtag checkdown in the comments, man. But yeah, man, we'll get to the key matchups for the Super Bowl. 49ers interior offensive line versus Chiefs defense. 49ers playmakers versus Steve Spagnuolo. Patrick Mahomes versus 49ers secondary. Travis Kelce versus don't know if the 49ers will isolate a player for Travis. Key matchups for the Super Bowl. I'll say 49ers offensive line versus Chiefs defensive line, just because I feel like the 49ers offensive line has something to prove after that Lions defensive line kind of came through and kind of like took their lunch money a little bit, just because I feel like they were so aggressive and so like ability to disrupt. They were able to disrupt the pass. They were able to kind of disrupt the run a little bit. But it just felt like they were just like more physical. And that's kind of concerning, seeing that the 49ers offense, they have a run at you physical run style. So if the 49ers can't be physical, then it's going to be concerning, because the Chiefs are definitely physical. This is a complete team. I mean, I've been talking about Patrick Mahomes a lot, but the defense deserves a ton of credit. Steve Spagnuolo, he's been doing his thing. I believe he's got 4 Super Bowls, 2 with the Chiefs, 2 with the Chiefs, 2 with the Giants. I mean, he's a seasoned veteran. Like, you can't. It's not that it can't be no slip ups, but it's like you gotta be on the top of your game. I think Shanahan's definitely. I think it's gonna be definitely a. I don't know if I didn't list Andy Reid versus Kyle Shanahan versus as a key matchup, but obviously it's pretty blatant. But I can kind of tie that into the offensive line, just because I feel like Shanahan's going to have to get into his rushing bag. Let me see some gap. Let me see some power. Let me see some gaps. So let me see some power. Let me see some zone stuff. Like let me show, like pull it all out. Put all the tricks out the hat, man. It's time to do it. So like he's been. It's no secret. He's been. Not gifted. He's a great play. I feel like I'm gonna stab myself in the foot. I mean, I feel like I'm like setting myself up to get dunked on, but like he's a great play caller, man. Everybody touts him as a great play caller. We all know he has the cheese, but you gotta call the cheese. It's all about calling the cheese at the right time. Gotta have your cheese in order. You gotta see what the defense is seeing. I mean, I hate to say I'm not worried, because like it's Patrick Mahomes and the boys, so it's like you gotta be alert. But that's what we'll hit on that. Like I'm gonna do some more Chiefs. I'm gonna do some more Chiefs watching. I'm gonna watch some more Chiefs and watch some more 49ers, just to kind of hit on that matchup. Like these are matchups I'm gonna be kind of hitting on in the next pod. I'm trying to. It's Monday, man. If I can get this out tonight, we're going to try to drop 3 episodes this week, man. It's Super Bowl Sunday. You know what I'm saying? It's the countdown. You know what I mean? We ready. We ready. All right. 49ers playmakers versus Steve Spagnuolo. This is all stuff I already talked about. It should be kind of Brock Purdy in that too, but obviously it's like I've already talked about how the quarterbacks, the pressure on the quarterback is real. That's why when I talk about the MVP, that's why when I talk about the NFL honors, which is I'm gonna hit on a little bit. I'm saying I'm gonna talk about the MVPs. I'm gonna talk about the Offensive Player of the Year. I'm gonna talk about the candidates. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about the quarterbacks. You know, but 49ers playmakers versus Steve Spagnuolo. Like I said, Ayuk had a drop on 3rd and 10. He's been very. I think. This might sound like I'm being cocky, but like, if you've been watching football, you know that Brandon Ayuk is talented. So obviously his growth in numbers is something, but like I feel like he's still been having those like mishaps as a player where it's like, yo, we need you to make these plays for you to really be that guy, which I think he's been clearly that guy. But when you're trying to be that guy and trying to get to that level, whether it's all pro, some elite status, some top 10 status, some legit top 10 status, then you gotta make some more plays. And the drop, hopefully I have it in picture by now, and it's just something to harp on. Like obviously I'm not trying to get this to him so he can see it, like, yeah, you saw the drop, play better. But I think it's just one of those things where it's like, You got to do it.